Hi everybody, this is Big Benedict. We're on the third of the 3 entries for my guide for The Last of Us, the DLC for that game. It's called Left Behind. This, like I said, is the 3rd entry. It's the second to last chapter. It's chapter 5 of 6 on the main campaign, but as I mentioned before, I'm not including the interludes with Ellie and her friends, so this guide is purely in the present day, so to speak, in terms of the story. This is the longest video, as you may have noticed. It's the most challenging as well. So we're going to get the bow and arrow up ahead, and you're going to notice a crossfade because I believe I just died. It wasn't even on purpose. You know, I didn't intend to die so that I could get these enemies respawned in different positions, and I'm not sure what happened. I think sometimes if you die, I think sometimes if you die and then you reload, you respawn, the situation's even better. But you can easily get caught into a situation where, especially in a long fight where they're giving you a lot of auto checkpoints, where you're kind of stuck. So there's no reset from checkpoint on this game. What it is a reset from encounter. And what that is it just kind of throws you all the way back and just deletes your checkpoints. It kind of gives you a fresh start. It can be pretty convenient sometimes, but I had a pretty challenging fight at the end of the video, and the reason was just pure stubbornness on my part, just wanting to clear the game, trying to finish the guide as quickly as possible, not wanting to restart the whole encounter when I could just kind of just grit my teeth and just muscle my way through it, and that's what I did. Okay, so without any way to see through the walls here, I'm just kind of depending on my own listening skills and getting nice headshots in the face. That's the second guy. There's one more enemy. Sometimes your arrows will break. Sometimes they'll be you can pick them up. Isn't there a perk to get the arrows? Or I think that's in Tomb Raider, where there's an upgrade that minimizes the damage rate of the arrows. But I actually prefer Tomb Raider to this game. It's just more of my style. So here's the last guy. And overall for this DLC, I wasn't overjoyed with it. It was, kind of a pretty good, a decent package. But these really aren't my favorite games, to be sure. I mean, yes, it's a masterpiece. We all know it's a masterpiece. But I like Uncharted, so not this. But this is still good, There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But it's so bleak and depressing. I know that's the theme, the end of the world. But it's just such a hardened game. Oh, I forgot to get the weapons off these courses here, and at the end of the game, you can get an assault rifle, and I was picking up ammunition for the assault rifle, but I didn't even get the assault rifle. I got it on my hard run, but not here. So I was basically just resorting to the old brick and knife trick at the very end of the game. And they give you about half a dozen checkpoints, just random checkpoints all over the place. So you're going to notice a lot of edits, a lot of jumpiness, a lot of bodies being in inconsistent places, bodies disappearing, things like that. This area is rather easy in here because you can have the enemies kill each other. Looks like we have a couple of the stalkers down here. So if you throw an object in the middle of this sporting good store, you'll have a reaction. It's going to trigger these guys to move, and then it's going to trigger the other enemies. I think they're humans. Yeah, humans versus stalkers down here. And I think I don't know. I think it's random. Maybe normally what I've been experiencing is that the humans win. But it looks like down here the stalkers won. So it is random. definitely random. And I would much prefer to fight these guys than humans, because the humans are smarter, much smarter. And I was having significant problems in the next fight with like enemies whose backs were to me, and I was aiming at them, and they aggroed, and they just whirled around. There she is. It's like, what the fuck? I don't remember it being that bad in the game, you know. So I wasted 4 shots right there, and I didn't want to, but I had to. But I disagree with that really strongly. Just because you aim with your arrow or your bow, the enemies know where you are instantly. You'll see it a lot over here. And we're talking about the humans. Just it's bizarre, and it's not even fair. Not fair whatsoever. And it makes the game a lot less enjoyable to play, because it just removes the element of stealth. Okay, this fight here, I was doing this a different way. What I believe you're going to see me do is take out these two guys here. These two, go very, very slowly up to these guys, and then press the triangle button, and then you can, if you press the triangle button again really quickly. But you see how she gets to her feet? Why would she get to her feet? Because wouldn't you immediately want to crouch after that? I never understood that. So you always have to crouch after you. I think they should put you in crouch status right away, but you're always on your feet. What's going on here, though, is we have... Oh, okay, my situation was I forgot to get the bottle over in the bottom right, but these humans, they stay in the main room over there. I've never seen them go over to the right. Beyond the room where I just killed those 3 enemies, there's a clicker just kind of standing right by the lockers. And if you want to, you can set the 2 sides upon each other, and that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to rouse the clicker and make these guys fight each other. But what I was intending was for the clicker... Okay, that was a good kill right there, actually. I was intending for the clicker to move forward and go outside the room, but what he ended up doing, the clicker, he went just back in my direction, so I couldn't get him killed. I think I had to end up killing him. So I grabbed the bottle now, and I'm going to throw the bottle in the room where the clicker is. What I was trying to do before was just kill the clicker and then kill the humans, just kill one right after the next. But this is the area where I was talking about the enemies just knowing where I was instantly. So right beyond that door is where the clicker is crouching, and I was expecting him to move forward, but he just moved towards me, and that's why I didn't hear any gunfire either. But these guys were definitely alerted to the fact that something was going on based on that crash, that broken bottle. So in a minute, you're going to see the clicker walking towards me, and I was in a bit of a hard spot because I couldn't really do much with those enemies. They would be able to easily see me in their sight line. So here this guy comes. And I take care of him, but it takes 2 arrows. And it looks like the humans know that I'm afoot, so I need to get over here. Like I said, I've never seen these guys come in this area. It's like they're scared to come in here. But okay, I'm going to examine this. Okay, so did I kill that guy? That was a pretty good kill. And that was a silent kill. But I think there's 3 other humans, and this is a very hard spot. Okay, so that guy is examining the down body. Okay, so yeah, that obviously would set out the alarms. But maybe this wasn't the take where I was trying to kill these guys with headshots with the bow. Excuse me. So bottom line, what you can do is you can set the 2 sides on each other by throwing a brick, like throw it in this area, and that would rouse the stalkers. And you could probably You might not even have to kill anybody in this room, except maybe whoever was left, whoever was the victor. So now I've got just a few enemies to kill left. I think just 2 guys. And some of these guys, they call Ellie, like, they'll say, "Where you going, asshole?" or something, like they're calling her an asshole. It's just kind of funny the way they're calling her that, like it was something they would say for Joel. But I'm going to head down here now over to the left, and there was actually an item to pick up over here, which was nice. I think there's 2 enemies left. Okay, so there, I don't know what that is. Looks like a compress. I just hate when you can't locate the enemies. Okay, looks like there's just 1 guy left, and I fortunately was able to pick up that bottle. Now I'm just stalking him, and I'm going to throw this at him when he rounds the bend. I don't like to throw it and then jump over to the counter because I don't think there's enough time sometimes. But there he goes. He's going to eat that knife, eat that blade, bitch. And now you definitely want to go around and loot everything, but I've edited all that out because it's superfluous for the guide's sake. And we're coming up on the last fight, which is I didn't have any problems on hard, but this time I did have some problems, just because pure obstinacy, pure stubbornness on my part. You might notice this part; it's the first section of the game. There probably is some items over here, but I didn't want to waste too much time for the guide. It checkpoints a couple of times over here. Here's some items. You're going to notice like an edit like right over here, because they checkpointed me right there. And then they also checkpointed me like right over here too. So I think there'll be an edit after I kill these 2 foes. So there's 1 foe there to the left, 1 foe over to the right. And then I got ambushed and got killed. So you'll see another edit here. And they stuck me right here. And then every time I respawned, I would have to kill those 2 guys again. But I edited those kills out because it would just seem bizarre to have to kill them twice. But as of now, we have a couple of guys hammering on a lock where Joel is lying abed, trying to recover because he's almost dead, and we're saving him. This is a big escort mission, I guess you'd say. But you notice that I did craft a nail bomb. And this guy got in a couple of punches. Not even lucky punches. That was my bad for letting him get up too far. So I'm gonna heal myself. The nail bomb ultimately only killed 1 enemy. It was not worth it. I should have maybe crafted 2 heal kits if I could have. So there's a lot of ways this can play out. I don't even know all the multifarious ways it could play out, but I can speak for 2 scenarios here. Basically, you will get a checkpoint where you have to. You'll have the guys trying to get the lock off of there. Eventually, I think it's after you get around to about this stage in the fight. But this game checkpoint's so weird. It's so sporadically that I just have to. It's hard to make a guide for this game, to be honest. But I was able to take care of that guy. It looks like he was a Molotov cocktail enemy. Got another weird checkpoint there. And okay, so now we have the guys. There's going to be 1 guy watching the. Okay, there's going to be 1 guy trying to break the lock, and then the other guy has his back. So if you kill the guy trying to hit the lock, that's the best way to go. And then the guy who has the guy's back, he won't know that you killed the previous guy. If you do it the opposite way, you're going to get alerted, and then they'll both withdraw from the door. And that's actually kind of good. I mean, you can fail if they bust the lock, but you'll probably never get to that state because this goes too quick. I mean, even if you die and keep reloading, I mean, it's not hard to fail here. Okay, so here I decided just to use the nail bomb. I could still pick it up if it doesn't kill anybody, but yeah, I got one kill right there. Was it worth it? Probably not for all those items that I had to use to construct it. But once, okay, so at this point, there's going to be this guy, and then there's also another guy on the balcony upstairs. So you've got to account for him. You'll see him when this guy gets killed. I think he'll come down. So, I mean, you could do this whatever way you want to. You can circulate. I get really impatient around this time. Okay, so he's just going from cover to cover. Fortunately, that last shot killed him, and then here's the final guy for this particular wave. There he comes running down, and fortunately, I have a bottle. That's good, so I could smash him, and then he tried to burn me though. Okay, this will be the last guy until you can interact with the door, and then it'll be the final wave, but you get a lot of checkpoints. And if you're stuck between a metaphorical rock and a hard place, just restart the encounter. You don't have to restart from too far. You'll probably just restart right where you open the door. So don't forget about that med kit right there to heal yourself a little bit. Open the door, then it's going to trigger this final wave. You don't get shot at through the cutscene, so just get behind cover. And now we're going to have humans coming, but there will be infected joining them. So theoretically, you could set the two sides in opposition, but this is a little bit too chaotic for me to be able to control it too well. I mean, I just try to stay in cover, and I just don't do too many dealings with setting the other team, the people in opposition, because this is essentially a numbers game. You're just trying to kill X amount of enemies, and then she'll say her line, and then you can open the door. And in between, you have to stay alive. And you will get another checkpoint somewhere around here. Just depends. I mean, you could be clear across on the other side of the building, and then that will be your checkpoint. This just happens that I was over here, and the game decided to time out and give me a checkpoint right over here, I think. Okay, so that guy's dead. Okay, that guy looks like he has the assault rifle. Okay, and then that guy around the corner. Yeah, this is really, really intense. But it's not as hard as the final chapter in the main game, I don't think. That's probably the hardest fight that I know of in the entire game. But here's a checkpoint right over here. See the awkward edit? Now we have this guy unaggroed because of me respawning right there. There's some ammunition for a gun that I don't possess, so it's not going to do me any good. I decided to come up here for higher to get some distance. And the weird thing is they gave me one more checkpoint before they decided just to give me one more after this. So okay, so that guy's running. Here the stalker comes. Fortunately, she didn't see me. Now she's going to get trapped in a checkpoint over there. So every time I reloaded, I had to keep killing her because she kept coming after me every single time. Checkpoint should be right over here somewhere. Yep. She's oblivious to me, so she's only oblivious to me because that was my final checkpoint area right there. And there's about 4 or 5 more enemies left. And they're opposed. Are they opposing sides? I think they're all infected. To be honest. Okay, so the runner saw me. Unfortunately, it's one of those hard situations where I had somebody who could see me and somebody who couldn't. And then this guy's just chasing me, scaring the hell out of me, so I'm going to whirl around over here, try to take this guy out, and then that one clicker that was left. That's the only guy I have to deal with before I get my well, I was going to say before I get my trophy, but I didn't even get a trophy, and I cleared all the chapters on Survivor. The same thing happened for the main campaign too, but I don't even care about trophies. So this is the bottle that I ran past but couldn't pick up. Now I picked it up. Now I'm going to do the tried and true of throw the bottle, stab him in the face, and then that's the end of the DLC. It was a good one. It was pretty good. I mean, not bad. Not too good either, but I hope the guide helped you out. And I'll see you in my next projects. I've already announced those. If you watched the last video on my DMC1 guide, I addressed that. But thanks for watching, and I really appreciate the support. Take care.